This is Cameo Elements of Power, one of the games that Microsoft hopes will help sell its new console, the Xbox 360. And this is Pong, the simple bat and ball game that began an obsession with computer games that has developed into a multi-million-pound industry. Clearly, gaming has come a long way since the 70s. Consoles have gone from using transistors and diodes to produce very simple graphics, to machines with a kind of power that can deliver high-definition graphics similar to those used in Hollywood animations. Bill Gates recently donated $15 million to the Computer History Museum in California. Now, the British equivalent doesn't have quite the same level of funding. Nevertheless, it does have many examples of early games consoles. This Binatone TV Master from the 1970s is one of the oldest. Whether you selected squash, football or ice hockey, the game was pretty much the same. The industry moved forward when the silicon chip was invented and manufacturers were able to sell games stored on cartridges. Atari was the first to find real success with its 2600 in 1977. Of course, it's great games that sell consoles, and arcade-style games like Space Invaders first grabbed the public's imagination.
Previous to Space Invaders, the only TV games were TV tennis-style Pong games. So Space Invaders was the first one to introduce relatively high-resolution graphics, and this game took Japan by storm to the extent that the 100 yen coin that was used in this arcade machine, there became a national shortage of it. During
the 80s, a rash of home computers were launched as gaming platforms. The Sinclair Spectrum and the Commodore 64 were among the most popular, with games like Manic Miner, Attic Attack and School Days. But Nintendo, who dominated the handheld market, have been working on a new console, and in 1985 the NES hit the shops with its signature game Super Mario. A year later, Sega brought out the Master System, using Sonic the Hedgehog as its trump card. In direct competition during the late 80s and early 90s, the two companies continued to up the pace by bringing out more and more powerful consoles. But then in the mid-90s, both companies were dealt a killer blow. Sony entered the market with the PlayStation. It offered gamers a completely new experience, a built-in CD drive with better games and clearer graphics, and thanks to an incredibly effective marketing campaign, it spawned what's become known as the PlayStation generation. So how do they all compare to this, the Microsoft Xbox 360, the latest in a new generation of consoles? It has a 20GB hard drive, broadband, DVD, high-definition graphics. You name it, Microsoft have done it in order to try to assure their place in gaming history.
At the moment, the Xbox 360 is undoubtedly the most powerful games playing console on the planet. But with the Sony PlayStation 3 coming out next year, and indeed Nintendo's Revolution, we'll wait and see what they have to offer.
So feast your eyes on these graphics. They may look impressive now, but if gaming continues to develop at the pace it has over the last 30 years, these images may soon seem as dated as our dear friend Pong. Emma Jones, BBC News.